All content is publicly sourced and used under the USA Fair Use and UK Fair Dealing Guidelines. The things I say are strictly my opinion. Good afternoon, everyone. It's the Bizzy Bee with the royalty. Hope you've all had a great Monday, the 19th of October. Wow, it's been a long day for me. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning and I went to the gym and worked out before I started to work. Oh, wow, my goodness, ladies and some gentlemen, no judgment. There was a fine specimen at the gym this morning. I'd never seen him before. Let me tell you something. I didn't know it was possible to have lust in your heart before 6 a.m. without having been up all night on an alcohol and booger sugar binge, which I hear is a typical night at the Harkle house. But I tell you today, it certainly is. My heart was racing, and it wasn't because I was jogging on the treadmill. Moving right along. Oh, for crying out loud, B, why did you have to take it there? You always take it too far. Ugh, really? Well, you know what I have to say to you, telling me I'm taking it too far? Do I come to your job and not the Oh, what? You don't have a job? Well, in that case, do I come to your house and knock the welfare checks out of your hand? No, I don't. So don't tell me how to do my job. Moving right along. I made the best dinner this weekend, everyone, and I know we all want to discuss the Harkle picture that they released this weekend. Give me 1 second. I made this weekend. This is butter chicken. It's an Indian recipe. Mwah! Delicious. I recommend you all try it. I'd never made Indian food at home before. I'd only had it at restaurants, but my goodness, it was spectacular. I used yogurt instead of the heavy cream that the recipe called for. A little bit of a lower fat version. Magnifique. Très magnifique. Everyone, please check out the video I posted yesterday, the Yacht Girl games. I have some really great fun at the expense of the Harkles. Show Archie some pictures, ask him what he thinks they're pictures of. I show Harry at different spots around the world, try to guess if you can tell where he is. Give the characteristics of some things. You try to guess if they're animals or if I'm talking about smegs. It's really fun. Check it out. For today's royal fact of the day, I have Prince George of Denmark. Now, he was the consort of Queen Anne. He was her consort from 1702 to 1708. Unfortunately, he passed away before the end of her reign. This is a picture of him. Not much to look at, but he's got the title, so he does have something to work with. There's a statue of him. I can't remember what building it's on, but yeah. This is his coat of arms. Now, do you think maybe he's got a little swish in his step because he's got those two barely dressed gentlemen on his coat of arms? My. There wasn't much interesting to learn about Prince George, Anne's husband. As a matter of fact, the most interesting thing about him was how dull he was. He was quite known for being dull. Let's read. George was known as being quite quiet and self-effacing. King Charles II once said about him, "I have tried him drunk, I have tried him sober, and there is nothing in him." Ooh, that could almost be taken as a X-rated statement. Ooh, scandalous. While others noted he was very fat, loves to gossip, his bottle, and the Queen. By the time of Queen Victoria, George had a reputation as a dullard, and he was the target of disdain. Victoria hoped her own husband, Prince Albert, would never fill the subordinate part played by the very stupid and insignificant husband of Queen Anne. That could almost be describing Smegs' half-witted hubby. I'm not going to say his name anymore. I might slip up and say it, but from now on, I'm going to do my best to call him Smegs' hubby. I'm not going to call him his name anymore. Anyway, so Smegs' stupid and insignificant husband. Sounds about accurate. Winston Churchill even said he mattered very little to anyone except his wife. For today's episode of As the Stomach Turns, the latest adventures of the Happy Harkle Bunch, That photo that they released this weekend. I have a few things I want to say about this photo before I get into what we're going to talk about. Now, these are things that I picked up on Twitter. I can't take credit for this, and please check out my Twitter page, Bizzy Bee. If you like what I do here, you'll love my Twitter feed. I haven't been doing it much lately for the past. I just started it when I started this channel back in May, and I tweeted a few times then, and then I just stopped. But this weekend, I got back into it, and I released an avalanche of tweets, and they're all pretty amusing, so go check it out. Anyway, one Twitter user noted how the Harkle official portrait released looks similar to a portrait of Edward and Wallis, the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. Now, another Twitter user commented that that picture, the pose that she's doing in that picture, see how she's looking away and smiling? This Twitter user notes that she uses this pose over and over again. Let me show you the pictures and you can see what this person is talking about. Look at this. That is so fake. None of the other people in that photo are giggling and laughing like that. They're all smiling, posing, but none of them have that fake giggle. Oh, that's so funny. None of them are doing that. This is obviously fake for the camera. Valerie's agreeing with me. You see? It's so fake, even Valerie agrees. Extremely fake right there. None of those other ladies or Howie Mandel are giggling and busting up like that. It's obviously fake. Here's another one. That's got to be another put on again, because as you see, none of the other people in the image are giggling outlandishly like her. Here we go. Picture number 3. Again with the fake looking away and laughing. What is it with that? I personally think that's her way of showing I'm approachable, down to earth, an easygoing person, when we know that's the total opposite of the way that she really is. Here we go again. And again. And again with the editor of British Vogue. This is what I replied to that tweet. That is Smegs's I'm down to earth and relatable pose. I like this pose of her better, though. Time for what we really came to talk about. That photo and the hundreds of thousands of pounds and US dollars worth of junk that she's wearing. And I can literally say junk. Everything's junk except the watch that was Princess Diana's. Everything else, junk. Smegs dons 300,000 pounds outfit ahead of time speech and pic with her hapless half-wit hubby. Princess Diana's sparkling 17,800 pound Cartier tank watch is just part of Smegs's expensive Time 100 talk look, which is estimated to have cost nearly 300,000 pounds. I hope that she sends every one of you UK taxpayers a handwritten thank you note, and it better be in that darn awful calligraphy of hers. Oh, by the way, before I keep going, my partner told me yesterday that he's going to start his own YouTube channel. I said, oh, good for you. What are you going to talk about? I thought that he would say that he was going to talk about doing hair or some kind of cosmetology because he's a cosmetologist. But no, you wouldn't believe what he said. He said that he was going to start a channel debunking me and supporting the Harkles. Oh, I said, you better not. I said, you would be nutty if you... He doesn't even care about the Harkles. Every time I mention them, he rolls his eyes and is like, ugh, that again? I said, and besides, they already have channels that do that. The Sussex Squad, I believe, is one of them. I don't know exactly because I've never watched that tripe, but they already have them. And besides, if you do that, No. You'll be sleeping on the couch for quite a while. Okay. Smegs wore nearly 300,000 pounds of clothes and jewelry in a new black and white picture of herself and her half-witted, hapless hubby. Let me stop right there. Personally, if I was wearing 300,000 pounds worth of clothes and jewelry, it sure wouldn't be a black and white picture. It would be in full Technicolor, baby, and it would be splashed on the cover of every magazine. Bizzy Bee wears 300,000 pounds worth of clothes and jewels. Yes, exactly. Full color. The Nothing of Nowhere posed alongside her half-witted hubby for their Time 100 talk on Tuesday, wearing an array of Cartier jewelry and Princess Diana's old watch. Well, excuse me, the watch wasn't the only thing in the picture that was old. Smegs was in the picture too. In the photo, the mum of several can be seen smiling away from the camera, the pose that she uses time and time again as her half-witted hubby looks down the lens. Smegs rewore an Alexander McQueen blazer for the photo shoot, which has an estimated worth of 1,245 pounds. She also wore a Cartier love bracelet, Diana's Cartier tank watch, and her flashy trilogy engagement ring her half-witted hubby gifted her. The Disney star's hold up, stop the tape. Disney star? She narrated one documentary about elephants that didn't even come out in theaters. It came out on their streaming service, and they don't release the numbers, but I am sure it wasn't that popular. Let me tell y'all something. I don't want to admit this, but my partner, back around July, I think it was July 4th actually, American Independence Day, they released that play Hamilton on Disney Plus. My partner got Disney Plus just so we could watch that. We watched it, and I convinced him to let me watch the elephant documentary. I'm so sorry. I hate to admit it. I got through the first 5 minutes of it, and it was so sickening, that voice. I told him, you have to turn this off. And he acted like he was wiping the sweat off his brow. He said, whew, that was awful. Okay, where were we? The Disney star. I beg to differ with that. She is no star. Sparkling engagement diamond is estimated to be worth 271,000 pounds and was made using stones from Botswana and from Diana's own personal collection. Smegs also wore the 17,800-pound Cartier watch on her left wrist, which was a gift from Princess Diana's father to her for her 21st birthday. She also teamed her power suit with the Cartier love bracelet, which has an estimated value of 6,000 pounds. This advertisement right here, these people, it has to be psychic advertising or something. They have to know that this is an article about the the brown stain on the royal family's toilet paper. Or how do you say it in the UK? Lavatory paper? Yes, that's what the Harkles are. They're the brown stain on the royal family's toilet paper, if you get what I'm saying, which I think you do. The Nothing of Nowhere is a Cartier admitting she's a Cartier. How does that make sense? These people admitting she bought herself one of their French tank watches when Suits got renewed for a third season. Why don't these magazines hire proofreaders? It would be so simple. Back in 2015, she said, I've always coveted the Cartier French tank watch. How ironic that back in 2015, before she started dating Harry, I'm sorry, Bad B. Did you hear me slap myself on the wrist? I just did for saying his name. Okay. How could she say back in 2015, how ironic that back in 2015, before she started dating the man that she would end up marrying, the third husband, that she would say she likes Cartier tank watches, and he ends up giving her his dead mother's Cartier tank watch. Coincidence? That's too much of a coincidence for me, I believe. When I found out Suits had been picked up for our third season, which at the time felt like such a milestone, I totally splurged and bought the two-tone version. I had it engraved on the back, 2mm from MM, and I planned to give it to my daughter one day. You didn't have a daughter at the time, and at that time, you were pushing 40, or you were past 40 by then in 2015, right? Yeah, if I'm doing my math correctly. Yes. So, the chances of you having another kid to add to your brood after 40, the chances are going way down. Okay, that's what makes pieces special, the connection you have to them. Her half-witted hubby and Smegs were pictured ahead of Time 100 Talks episode, where they are expected to speak on accelerating progress on critical issues. As well as this, the couple's focus is expected to highlight building online communities that are trustworthy, safer, and more equitable, and what that means for supporting and accelerating progress on critical issues like gender equality, racial justice, and climate change. The couple were boasted as being amongst the most influential voices in the world. Who in the world ever gave them that credit? I demand that person be identified. That person speaks nothing but hogwash. And were chosen to host an episode of the even-themed around of the event. See, hire proofreaders of the event themed around engineering a better world. A few comments from my last video. The Harkles are renting out their house for filming at $700 an hour, 10-hour minimum. Is there anything the couple won't do for $1? Renting a home out hourly has to be against zoning laws, and if there is one, the HOA. The HOA? That's Smegs. There is one. I said it like somebody from The Sopranos, didn't I? That HOA. Smegs wants movies shot in that home. That is a very lucrative business, and many people rent their property for movies. The house can't be rented for blank because that would interfere with Smegs' existing contracts. Has anyone noticed that she does not hold Archie, the live one, unless her hair is securely tied up? I'm assuming she knows he can grab her hair, he could pull out all those weaves. Now you know she doesn't pick him up on impulse. She plans way ahead on the day she gets close to him, which I doubt is very often, if ever. Good one. I make it a point to not wish bad things on others. However, if these two clowns were completely shut down, I'd be okay with that. Hi, Bizzy Bee. Your videos are hilarious, and so are you. Thank you very much. If she really is renting out that house, all I can say is, tacky. What a disgrace she is. Shaking my head. Me too, girl. Busy. She says her home is an Italian villa. Well, that will go perfectly with her Italian heritage that she told everyone she had a few years back. LOL. Her relationship with Chef Corey Vitello in Toronto is the extent of her Italian heritage. Her relationship with that Chef Corey Vitello is when oh no, I shouldn't say that. Some of my viewers will say I'm taking it too far. Oh, what the heck, I'll say it anyway. When she was intimate with Corey is the only time Smegs ever had any Italian in her. Except if she had a rich Italian businessman paying her to be on his yacht. Was he her common-law husband? Did they live together? I don't think so. I don't think Mimi would like that sedan chair, Busy. She likes the sedan with the back seat. Ah, very good. I didn't think of that. She does like a back seat. Security? Now inviting strangers into her house? They are very lonely and unhappy in that big house. Of course she's lonely and unhappy. You don't go and do the things that she does and preach to the world about virtues and all this mess if you're not a really messed up person in the head. What have we learned today, viewers? Oh, for crying out loud, I didn't do it again. Here we go. The snack of choice in the Harkle house? Booger sugar. Number 2, at this very moment, Smegs' confused, half-witted hubby is Googling the definition of blissfully unaware, and when he finds it, he will be even more confused. If you don't know what I'm saying, the picture a few minutes ago I had blissfully unaware. Okay, yeah, go back and rewind. Number 3, the only stars with which Smegs can be compared are the ones on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She is on the to-do list of every tourist who comes to LA. Number 4, Mrs. Harkle wants to engineer a better world, while she wants her plastic surgeon to engineer her a better everything. Number 5, there is something the Harkles won't do for $1, an honest day's work. Number 6, Smegosaurus wants movies filmed in her home because it is the closest she will ever get to a film set again, except one where they make blue films. Number 7, the Harkles can't have blue films made in their home because Smega has an exclusive contract with Vivid Entertainment. And if you don't know what that is, they're the ones who put out Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian's tape, if you get what I'm saying. Number 8, the UK taxpayers spent too much, far too much, on Smegs' hair for an artificial baby to be pulling on it. Number 9, if she is shut down, it will be far, far from the first time Smegs has gone down. Number 10, it's tacky for Smega to rent out her house? She wrote the book on tacky. Unfortunately, her half-witted hubby is illiterate, so she is having to read it to him, but he is learning. Number 11, Smegs loves all things Italian. Italian wines, Italian villas, and Italian men, as long as they pay with cash up front. Number 12, Mrs. Harkle prefers the back seat for a plethora of reasons. Well, I can think of 2 off the top of my head. Number 1, because when you ride in the back seat, it looks like you're being chauffeured. Number 2, because they provide plenty of room to entertain a client on the go. Number 13, Mooching Meg doesn't mind letting strangers into her home. She has been letting strangers into the most intimate parts of her life for years. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification button. I appreciate each and every one of you so, so much. I will see you all in the next one. Have a great evening, a great rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.